A senior Hezbollah official says the Lebanese resistance movement holds firm against Israel and Takfiri terrorists. Speaking at a gathering in Beirut, Sheikh Naim Qasim said the resistance has successfully foiled militant attempts to spark sectarian tension in Lebanon. The movement's deputy chief added that Hezbollah forces, along with Lebanese nationalists, have managed to brave terrorism. Qasim also called for political and military support for the army to help it fulfill its security duties. Hezbollah maintains several military posts along Lebanon's largely unpatrolled eastern border to block the inrush of militants. Meanwhile, Lebanon's military is still struggling to stamp out the growing threat of terrorism rooted in Syria's conflict. Let's go to Beirut and talk to Press TV's Ali Risk. Ali, we know that Hezbollah has been resisting these Takfiri militants ever since the outset. The question is that how much has Hezbollah unleashed its power?
Well, Hezbollah considers this to be one of the main confrontations or one of its main battles against the Takfiris. This battle is considered as a priority, probably on equal footing with the battle against the Israeli side. Hezbollah has fought or is fighting daily battles against the militants on the Lebanese-Syrian border areas. So obviously Hezbollah is doing its utmost in confronting this threat, because indeed, as Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah said in one of his remarks, this Takfiri threat poses an existential threat, no less dangerous than the threat posed by the Israeli side. But I think one of the most important phenomena which we can notice in Hezbollah's approach is the issue of clamping down against sectarianism, fighting the sectarian rhetoric, confronting sectarian plots. And this is something which Sheikh Naim stated and underscored in these remarks. Just a couple of days ago we had a conference here in Beirut which focused on unity amongst Sunnis and Shia, and is considered part of fighting ISIL, because ISIL in one way or another plays on that game, or plays on that rhetoric and division between Sunnis and Shia. In these remarks, Sheikh Naim also spoke about focusing the compass against Israel as well. So in general we have a Hezbollah approach which focuses on unity and on Israel and the Takfiris being the common enemies of all of Islam and all of humanity, but particularly the common enemies of both Shia and Sunnis. A common trait which is shared by the Israelis and the Takfiris is that they threaten the Sunni and Shia. So this is a general approach which Hezbollah has been underscoring recently. Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah spoke about it. We heard this as well. We had a conference here in Beirut very recently as well. And I think now with the Ashura commemorations, which will begin Saturday night here in Beirut, you're going to hear that message reinforced more and more. The message that Sunnis and Shia should stand together against the two common enemies, who are the Israelis and the Takfiris.
All right, Press TV's Ali Risk reporting for Beirut. Thanks, Ali.
Our top story for this half hour: Iran says it will soon supply the Lebanese army with military equipment and arms to help the nation deal with the threats that it's facing. Secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, Ali Shamkhani, made the announcement following talks with senior Lebanese officials. Shamkhani said Iran's assistance will be delivered to Lebanon during an upcoming visit by the Lebanese defense minister to Tehran. The Secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council also held talks with the Secretary General of Lebanon's resistance movement, Hezbollah. Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah said Lebanon's stability in fighting Takfiri terrorism are the resistance group's priorities. The Lebanese army has in recent months clashed with Takfiri militants near the border with Syria. Our correspondent in Beirut, Ali Risk, says that Iran is trying to help countries in the region fight ISIL terrorists by providing military aid.
This is an unprecedented step, actually. The first time we hear such an Iranian announcement of military aid being provided to the Lebanese army. So indeed, what we witnessed today is of extreme importance. Never have we seen such an announcement by an Iranian official. And I think that basically it reflects the role which Iran is playing against ISIL. We hear, for example, on the one hand about the US-led coalition against ISIL or the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. But I think what Iran is trying to show now is the role it can play in stabilizing these countries, particularly its allies, and in confronting the ISIL threat. By the way, Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah in his last speech did say that Lebanon is capable of defending itself against Takfiris, and if anyone does want to help, then let them help by providing arms to the Lebanese military. So as I said, I believe in general, this reflects an Iranian role in fighting ISIL, an Iranian role in propping up or strengthening its allies.
این سخن تهدید نظامی، این که میگوید همه گزینه‌ها روی میز آمریکا، این مصرف داخلی داره. شوخی میکنن، خودشون هم جرأت نمیکنن. دارد که ایران فریاد بزند و فریادش به آسمان برسد که مرگ بر آمریکا.
أقدم بجزيل الشكر والعرفان لكل الأحرار والشرفاء في العالم الذين دعموا المقاومة بالمال والسلاح، والتي تمكنت من خلاله من تغيير معادلة الصراع على الأرض. ونخص بالذكر الإخوة في الجمهورية الإسلامية في إيران. إيران عندما تدعم غزة هذا واجبها الأخلاقي والديني في هذا الدعم، ونحن نوجه الشكر مرة أخرى للجمهورية الإسلامية في إيران على هذا الدعم. وإيران لن تتخلى عن مظلومية الشعب الفلسطيني في الدفاع عن وطنه وعن شعبه. وفي المعركة القادمة سيكون هناك أساليب أيضا أكثر تطورا وأكثر قوة مما نحن عليه. كذلك لا ننسى الفضل بعد الله عز وجل إلى الإخوة في حزب الله المقاومة الإسلامية في جنوب لبنان، وعلى رأسهم سماحة السيد حسن نصر الله على وقفهم وعلى دعمهم سواء بالمال أو بالسلاح أو بالموت. الموت يا أمريكا، الموت يا أمريكا، الموت يا أمريكا، الموت يا أمريكا.
أما هذا الكيان، هذا الباطل المحض، هذا الفساد المحض، هذا الظلم المحض، هذا الإرهاب والسرطان سوف يبقى كيانا مرفوضا، ولو صالح من صالح واعترف من اعترف واستسلم من استسلم. هذه العقيدة والإيمان سيرثه أولادنا وأحفادنا، وإن كنت أعتقد أننا سنكون إن شاء الله جيل النصر في فلسطين والجيل الذي يصلي في بيت المقدس، ولكن هذا إيمان لا ريب فيه والتزام لا تردد فيه، والتزامنا في المقاومة في بندقيتها ورصاصها ودماء مجاهديها. الموت لإسرائيل، الموت لإسرائيل، الموت لإسرائيل، الموت لإسرائيل، الموت لإسرائيل.
يا أبناء فلسطين وغزة والقدس المحتلة، عنا قادمون، عنا قادمون، عنا قادمون، عنا قادمون، وليس الصبح بقريب. الله أكبر.
الموت لأمريكا، الموت لإسرائيل، اللعنة على اليهود، الموت.